Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello everyone, I am Damian Anderson here, and these are your FET news for today. We will announce our new co-host very soon, so stick around with us to see who that is. Also, Brunch Talk with Darren Fred is coming back on Saturday, March the 14th. So follow Darren Fred on Twitter to see when it comes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Weekly Education Talk with Damian Anderson, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Brand new episodes of Featured Educators Talk comes out every Wednesday. So make sure you subscribe and follow us on all the platforms, on the podcast platforms, so you will get notified when there's a new episode out. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms if you haven't done so already, which are Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Future Educators Talk, Twitter @FutureEdTalk, and on Instagram @Future Educators Talk. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we will be going videoing in April. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit that notification bell so you know when there's a new episode out, plus when we start going videoing. Because if you don't, then you're certainly missing out. So subscribe, and follow us. So that's it. Make sure you listen in to today's episode of Future Educators Talk. Hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. So, welcome back to another episode of Featured Educators Talk. I'm your co-host, Damian Anderson. And as you can see, you do not hear Darren Fred, or which y'all prefer, Andrew Fred. Well, both ways. He is not here with me on today. Because of some reasons with his work schedule. So he pulled out a statement on our Future Educators Talk social medias platforms, a statement that reads, due to work schedule, co-host Andrew Fred will be out for the next 2 weeks or so. He will return back on the podcast at the end of the month. Plus, his mini-series, Brunch Talk with Darren Fred, will be coming back on Saturday, March 14th. So, he posted that on yesterday, or a couple of days ago. And then also this morning, he also posted another statement that reads under this post, that reads, "This was a tough decision to make because of my work schedule, which I mainly work in the mornings versus last month when I was working afternoons. Because we record our podcast in the mornings. We don't usually do it in the afternoons no more. We used to, that was back in season 1. But now we record our episodes in the mornings. So because of this, we have to adjust a little bit. So, and it continues on reading. But don't worry, I will be back. And I will share my opinion of today's episode on Saturday, this Saturday, with a bonus episode of Future Educators Talk. So he's going to do a bonus episode of this episode this Saturday. And then he also put Plus Brunch Talk with Darren Fred's coming back this Saturday. The time is right after I share my opinion on the latest episode of Future Educators Talk. So make sure you tune in. So, that's, I understand, completely understand. So I will miss Darren, on these next couple of episodes that I will be doing. But don't worry, you guys. He will be back very soon. Hopefully, by the end of this month or starting in April. So you guys are stuck with me for the next couple of weeks. Which is not a bad thing. Which is not a bad thing at all. I kind of, I don't want to say this. But anyways, that's why we have been out. If y'all have noticed, like the last episode of Future Educators Talk was on February the 26th. That was our last episode. Not including the special edition with that was not the latest episode. Season 3, episode 3 was our last episode that we did back in February 26th, which our last episode. And we have been out for a couple of weeks. Well, probably it was, for 3 weeks now. Because we was trying to figure out how we was going to work around, with my schedule, because I'm in college, and then his schedule because he works. So, that's why we was out. We was trying to figure all that out. But unfortunately, his work schedule is so busy, so he would not be able to join me for the next couple of episodes that I will be doing, because while I'm recording, he will be at work, because he, like he said in his statement, he has to go in the mornings, which was last month, and then it was all in the afternoons, and then we could record in the mornings, but unfortunately that's not the case here. So I don't want to hold up this time talking about that. So like I said, hopefully he will be back with us at the end of the month. If not, then next month in April. And also in April, speaking of April, if you listen to the FET news at the beginning of the episode, which I mentioned, and we have discussed this, me and Darren, we have discussed this, that, and also we talked about this last season, where we will start videoing our podcast. I was about to say projects. We will start videoing our podcast starting next month in April. We don't know when the exact date but we will let y'all know. So this is another step up to our podcast. Now we will still be doing recording like I'm doing right now, like y'all are listening to whatever y'all are listening to Future Educators Talk at. We will still be doing this, but we're also going to be juggling around with videoing. So I'm so very excited for this, and where you can find when we start videoing next month is on our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please do, because you want to see the episode of when we start videoing, because I'm speaking for myself here. We will share that when we start videoing. We will share that on our YouTube channel first, before we probably distribute this podcast, whatever y'all listen to it at. I'm just speaking for myself. We will probably start doing that. We're going to do videoing, upload our videoing episode on our YouTube channel first, so y'all can finally see us, and see our reaction to the topic that we are talking about. And probably, like, if we don't understand, y'all can see, our reaction. If we get upset and all that good stuff, y'all can see all the reaction. Whereas on here, you pretty much can't see what we're kind of like thinking and see our reaction when we're recording these episodes. So, that's all that. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk. Now, let's hop right in to today's episode, which I am going to talk about with you guys. Darren, he sent me a link on Twitter a couple of weeks ago about a story, and of course I read it, and it's actually a very good story here, a very touching story. It you guys, it brought tears to my eyes when I was reading the story, and after I finished. It's just so good. And which was, I don't know if y'all heard of this story, heard of it, but I will be telling y'all this. So it's a single dad. He adopts a 13-year-old who was abandoned 2 years earlier at a hospital. So while I'm reading this story to you guys, I will be giving my opinion of what I thought of this touching story here. And then you will have to tune in this Saturday on Brunch Talk, where Darren, he will give his own opinion of this touching story and what I'm saying about it. So, a 13-year-old boy who was abandoned by his parents has found a forever home. Now, on November the 12th, this was back in 2018. If I'm yes, this was back. Yes, November the 12th. Hold on, you guys. Let me try to. No, November 12th, 2019. My bad. I said 2018. 2019. 2019. So, on November 12th, 2019, excuse me, Tony, this father, Tony, and I'm going to say his last name incorrectly, so forgive me. Tony Mutabaz, was adopted. This young boy. I said father. This father. My bad. This 13-year-old boy, he was adopted by his foster dad, Peter Mutabaz, in Charlotte, North Carolina, which y'all know, that is where Darren lives at. Well, in North Carolina, that's where he lives at. I don't know, not Charlotte, but North Carolina. So Tony, he had been in the foster care system since the age of 2. And at the age of 4 as well. So, wow. When I first read this, I was like, wow. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And y'all know that my good friend Darren, he was also in the foster care system as well. And where we talk about this episode, about him, being in foster care, how did this impact his life, and all of that. And we had on guest co-host Mr. Kwame, and it was just, it was a good episode. It was a long episode, of course, but it was a good episode. So if you want to check, I highly recommend y'all check that out. That was back in season 2, episode 18. So season 2, episode 18. Y'all check it out. So back to, now, I keep saying a lot, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I am currently working on that because I am in a college class, in a communication class, and where we be giving out speeches and all of that, and I have to, speak, and I got to stop saying a lot, which I'm trying my best. So, but anyways, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode. This will probably not be a long episode, like an hour. I'm not trying to hold up y'all time and let this be like a long episode. It's going to be probably very short. So hopefully it would be very short. But anyways, Tony, he has been in the foster care system since the age of 2 and at the age of 4. Now, Tony was adopted by a couple in Oklahoma. I don't know when this was, but so he was adopted by a couple in Oklahoma, but there are no details are known about his birth parents. So there's just no details about his birth parents, where they are. So, but anyways, Peter, the foster dad, he told Good Morning America that Tony, he is the nicest, smartest kid I have ever had. And from day one, he always called me Dad. Which, oh my gosh, wow, I'm trying to hold back my tears up. From day one, wow, he has always called him Dad. Wow, that's And he goes on to say, he truly meant it, and he looks up to me. And he's proud to show me at school and say, hey, he's my dad. That's something that I love about him. Which is, wow. Now, he is, Tony. He's white, and the father, he's black. But this has nothing to do with race or anything. I just love this so much that from day one, he called him Dad. And like he said, he truly meant it. And he looks up to him. He looks up to him as a positive influencer on his life. Which is wow. And again, like I said, he's proud to show him at school. That's just, I love that. I love that. I love that. So, continuing on. Now, when he was 11 years old, his adopted parents left him at a hospital and never returned. That's all I could just say. If y'all can hear me, I'm just saying, just. Now, this was according to the foster care worker, Jessica Ward. Now, Peter, the foster dad, he says that he asked if his parents were coming to get him, and they say no. And we have no idea why. So, they don't know why they left him at that hospital. And like he said, Tony had asked about if his parents were coming to get him. And they said no. So, they said no right there. Now, on January the 16th, 2018, Peter, he had received a call from Ward, Miss Jessica Ward, the foster care worker, asking if he could take Tony for the weekend. He wanted to see if that was possible, if he could take him, just, to spend a little time with him. And Peter, the foster dad, he has been a foster parent for 3 years now. For 3 years. And he says that he was originally supposed to have Tony stay at his home for the 2 days. That was the original plan, that he was supposed to have Tony stay at his home for the 2 days. So, yeah, like I said, spending time, he wants to spend time with him. So I thought he was originally supposed to have him stay at his home for the 2 days. I was like, oh, well, when he said weekend, that was just probably like, just a day maybe. And I was thought, okay. But listen to this, you guys. But then he learned about Tony's story. Now he says that by that time that he heard Tony's story, he was crying. He was crying. And he thought, who would do that? And I was asking that in my head while I was reading the story, like, who would do that? Who would do that to a child? Like, who would do that to a 11-year-old boy? Y'all left him at a hospital. The adopted parents left him at the hospital and they never returned back. They just didn't. And him being in the foster care system since the age of 2 and 4. So, and then he also says that once I knew the parents' rights were signed off and he had nowhere to go, like, seriously, you guys, like, nowhere to go, he knew, now this is what I love about him, he knew he had to take him in. And he did the right thing. He did the absolutely right thing of taking him in. And ever since that, you guys, they have been together ever since. Ever since, or January 16th, 2018. Ever since. Now, so Peter not Peter, Tony, who grew up in Uganda, if I said that correctly, Uganda, Uganda. He said that, well, actually, this is actually the foster dad speaking here. He said that when he ran away from his abusive home at the age of 10, he ran away from his abusive home at the age of 10 and found a parent figure who guided him through school. So, and he quotes that they became my sponsor, my family, and I grew up the poor of the poorest people on the planet. That's what he says. That's what he said. And he grew up where no one told him to dream. Oh my gosh. He grew up where no one told him to dream. that there was no future for me. Oh my gosh. I'm reading this back now, and it just, y'all could just listen to the sound of my voice quite now. Oh my gosh. Like, who would do this? Not tell him to dream and that there is no future for him? Like, this is sad. This is very, 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 you guys, this is a touching story. This really is. This is a touching story. So he eventually moved to the United States and he became a citizen, you guys. He became a citizen. And he works with the nonprofit organization World Vision United States, which helps kids who lives in a vulnerable areas. And Peter, he has fostered over 12 children, you guys. Now, this is Peter I'm talking about, you guys. I believe I said Tony at first. I apologize. This is what I'm talking about now. This is the foster dad. This is the foster dad, Peter. And so he says, like, after meeting this 13-year-old boy, he decided to legally become his father. Wow. Incredible. So he had the room, the resources, so he had no reason to let him go. He had all that good stuff. He had the room. He had the room for him of where he's going to be staying at, and all the resources that he possibly have. So there's like no reason to let him go, like let him off the hook. Like, no, I care for you. I really do. After hearing your story, I deeply care about you. Like, who would do this to you like this? I don't understand. And I deeply do care about you. And I love you. So, for what someone, and Peter, he says this, for what someone did for me, I wanted to do something for someone else. Wow. I like that. For what someone did for me, I wanted to do something for someone else. Wow, you guys. Touching moment. Oh my gosh. Wow. So, Tony's adoption was made officially in a Charlotte courthouse. Where, they do all the things that supposed to happen. And the moment was captured, and this moment was captured by a photographer, Cole Trotter, among Peter's family and friends, and also this is going to be Tony's family as well. And Peter, he shared a story on how he adopted Tony with Love What Matters. He did that. This was kind of recently, where he did this. So And the foster care worker, Jessica Ward, who works with also the Angels Foster Family Network in Edom, Oklahoma, said she helped facilitate Tony's adoption, which was eventually finalized when Peter and Tony moved from Oklahoma to North Carolina. So that is where they are staying at now, North Carolina. And Tony, you guys, he had the 13-year-old boy, Tony, like I imagine all foster kids feel like. I know all of them, excuse me. I said some. Let me put in all because Darren, he shared his story with us back in last season, so y'all need to check it out. Where, of course, Tony had some issues that he was dealing with from the foster care system. And trauma, of course, all kids, all of them will feel that being in a foster care system. And we did an episode on that last season as well, so check it out. Trauma when he was abandoned. So Peter, once he took him in, like that was it. That was it. You're staying put with me. You are never going to feel like this again. Trust me. I love you. I deeply care for you. You're not going anywhere. You're mine now. I promise none of those stuffs will happen again. You are going to be loved here by me and your family. Your new family. Your family now. So, I love that. And Jessica Ward, she told GMA Peter's story all around is beautiful and amazing. Yes, it is. This is a beautiful and amazing story that he did. It's a touching story. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And she goes on to say, because of the age Peter was when all the things happened in his world, she feels like that's been such a connection for him and Tony. And yes, I believe that. I believe that as well, because like what I said about Peter's story, what happened to him and what he is doing for his son now, Tony, I love it. I love it. And like when he said that for what someone did for me, I wanted to do something for someone else. Wow. It's just, that's all I can say. It's just wow. So Peter said he and Tony, they enjoy what they like to do together. They enjoy watching movies, playing board games, reading books, and riding bikes together. So he and Tony, they are looking forward to welcoming a new foster child who will join their home, who will join their family in the near future. How cool is that? How cool is that? I'm gonna just give a high five for that, because that is amazing. What he did for him, for Tony, and wow. That's all I could pretty much say, you guys. It's wow, wow, wow. I love the story. Thank you, Darren, for sending me this link so much. Thank you so much. Because I love this. I love when nice people, they do nice things for other people. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This episode right here, you guys, this is not a really whole lot going to really digging in like we are going to do this season on the topics. But this topic right here, this is a touching moment. This is a beautiful story right here. You are going to love this episode, you guys. Absolutely love it. So thank you again, Darren, for sharing this story to me, because I was planning on doing something else, but thank you for sending this to me a couple weeks ago. So I had to change around my schedule. So this is, and also, you guys, y'all should follow their social media. Y'all should go follow their Instagram account like now, today. I am following them right now. I don't know, has Darren found their Instagram account? But their Instagram account is, you can go follow them, you guys, at Foster Dad Flipper. At Foster Dad Flipper. And currently right now, you guys, I am looking at their profile picture, and I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And they are wearing the exact same matching shirts, and it reads, "Families don't have to match." Families don't have to match. And it has a cross on the shirt. I love this. I absolutely love this, you guys. Absolutely love this. And he posted this picture back July the 10th, 2019. And the caption reads, "We might look different or sometimes treated differently, but a perfect fit. Truly blessed to call you my son, Tony." Oh, I love this. Wow. I'm just right now, you guys, scrolling through their Instagram account. All the amazing things that they do. All of the amazing things. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. And when he got adopted, you guys, Tony, when he got adopted, like I said, back on November 12th, 2019, here's the caption. "Adoption today. I was chosen. I was wanted. I was cherished. I grew in his heart. I was the missing piece, and I'm loved today despite of my shortcoming." Here's a quote. "Little souls find their way to you, whether they're from your womb or someone else." And he says, "I found my little big soul today." Wow. Ain't this awesome, you guys? Awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. So cool. Like to play. Like I said, they do all sorts of things together, you guys. They do all sorts of things together. I love it. It's just... So, I recommend you guys to follow their account on Instagram at Foster Dad Flipper. I don't know if they have a Twitter or Facebook, but if they do, I will let you guys know so y'all can follow them, because this is awesome. 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 That's pretty much all I can say. It's just awesome. So, that's it for this episode, you guys. I said that this was not going to be a long episode. Well, it's not going to be an hour, but I apologize, you guys. It's only about 40 something minutes. So, y'all be fine. Just, it's not an hour, because usually when I'm the one who does an episode by myself, I just usually do. I don't go all the way up to an hour. I don't do that if it's just me, because I don't have quite that much to say all up going toward the hour. I just have little stuff that just pops up in my mind when I'm recording these episodes, which will be between about 35 to 40 something minutes. So, and then when it's, of course, me and Darren, sometimes, yes, it will be an hour episode, because we have so much to say. If he says something that I kind of like disagree with, or if I want to add something that he said, then yeah, and then same thing with him. If he wants to add something that I said, or if he disagrees or whatever. So, but it's just me for the next couple of weeks, you guys. So it's just going to only be like a short episode. It won't be all the way up to like an hour and 12 minutes and 20 minutes. No, it won't be like that for me. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for listening in with me today. Thank you so much, you guys. So you can follow me, yours truly, Damian Anderson. Whatever you can find me at. I am on Facebook, I am on Twitter, I am on Snapchat, and I am on Instagram. That is where y'all can follow me. So Facebook, you go to, you get facebook.com/Damian.Anderson.5876. On Twitter, @_Damian Anderson. On Instagram, @the Damian Anderson, because I am the one of only, of course, I am the original Damian Anderson. So y'all could do that. And then also, if you want to add me on Snapchat, if you want to do that, you can. Just search up the/man 3674. So do that if you like. So that is it, you guys. That is it. That is all I can think of right now. But I also want to throw in something before I end this episode. Next week, you guys, next week episode, you guys might want to tune in for that, because of course it's going to be me, but y'all guys want to tune in for that, because if you haven't already seen the posts on our accounts or on our new podcast across the state and on my new show, Weekly Education Talk, if you haven't seen those posts on all of those accounts, next week, you guys, I will be sharing, for the very first time ever, I'll be sharing my first college experience. For the very first time ever, you guys. Nobody has heard my story, what I went through. Except for my mom, which I told her about. But nobody else, this is going to be the first time ever that anybody's going to hear my openness, my experience. How did this impacted my life? And like I said, you guys, I said my first college story, which, yes, so I'll be telling y'all all about that. Why did I chose to leave? And why am I now at a community college? So, y'all will hear that, my story, for the very first time ever. Next week, next Wednesday, March the 18th, on Future Educators Talk, on our new podcast, Across the State, and on my show, Weekly Education Talk, on Wednesday, March the 18th. So, you could tune in anywhere that you want to listen to it. It could either be on here, if you want to listen on here, Future Educators Talk, or on our new podcast, Across the State, or on my show, to see my reaction. If you want to see, my reaction to it. Because on like I mentioned, Future Educators Talking Across the State, you can just only listen to it. Whereas on my show, you can actually see me, see my reaction of when I'm telling my story. So, tune in next week, you guys. Tune in next week. So, that is it, you guys. That is all I can think of right now. So, I hope y'all have a fantastic Wednesday. And I will see y'all in the next episode of Future Educators Talk. Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of the conversation by telling us what you think. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. And follow along on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast and beyond. It's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. Let's listen.